Happy day, air signs, Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra. Welcome to your weekly reading for the week of May 28th through June 3rd. Thank you so much for being here with me. Thank you for being present. Thank you for coming to receive this goodness that Spirit has for you and is sharing through me. I appreciate your participation. I appreciate your willingness to engage in this work that I'm sharing here with you, Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra. Air signs. Air signs. I'm totally feeling you all in the heart space right now. I'm feeling you all in the heart space. I was sending, before I record, I always spend some time sending some Reiki to everyone who hears, listens, and integrates the word that's being shared with them here. And your heart space. And the word that was coming through for y'all, air signs, was ecstasy. And so I was just holding that word in my mind and I was sending ecstasy, the feeling, the experience of ecstasy to you all. Sharing that energy with you all. Spirit really wants you to experience the feeling of ecstasy, okay? And in order for you to do that, air signs, you need to open yourself up to life. You need to open your heart up to life, okay? That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing. The oracle card that I've pulled for y'all is the heart chakra card, okay? And so this week, what I'm seeing for you, air signs, as you're moving throughout this week, I'm seeing this opportunity being presented to you. I'm seeing Spirit calling you into this space for you to really move through shame, okay? For you to really move through shame. Whether you feel shame because someone else made you feel shameful about who you are, about what it is that you do, okay? Whether you are still carrying shame from childhood, which most of the time we are when we're experiencing with shame, we're just carrying over with us shame that we were made to feel when we were younger. And so then we end up never really figuring out how to let go of that. It just becomes a dominant part of our lives, right? So anytime we mess up, we immediately go into feeling shame, or anytime our lives don't look like how we think they need to look like, we immediately go into shame. And so for you, air signs, I'm really seeing you move through shame, okay? And so whatever it is that you have to do in your work this week, air signs, that is what Spirit is calling you to work through, is shame. Okay, because a lot of you air signs, you simply just feel shame because of who you are. That's weird. A lot of you just simply have this struggle with shame because of who, not even because of who you are, but because of who you believe yourself to be. Because you're looking at yourself through a certain lens. And because you're looking at yourself through that lens, it's clouded with judgment and shame. Okay, so if you can be open this week to seeing yourself, then the invitation for you this week, air signs, is for you to move through this shame, okay? So that you can experience the feeling of ecstasy, okay? That's what I'm hearing for you. And that's what I'm seeing for you this week. And so, self-sabotage, air signs, because oftentimes you will sabotage the experiences that could lead to you experiencing this feeling of ecstasy. Only because you don't believe that you can experience it. Only because you don't believe that you can have that, but you can. You can have it. You can experience ecstasy. All right. 5 of Cups. That's your first pull, air signs. 5 of Cups. Okay. 5 of Cups. Air signs, for you, it's time to leave something behind. Okay. Spirit is asking you to surrender. Spirit is asking you to surrender hopelessness. A lot of you air signs are carrying around this feeling of hopelessness, which explains why you can't experience the feeling of ecstasy, because you're walking around with hopelessness, right? You have goals, you have dreams, you have desires, you have visions, for sure, you have all of that, but you can't meet them. You struggle with manifesting what it is that you desire. You struggle with meeting your goals, attaining your goals, because you're walking around with this feeling of hopelessness, because this feeling of hopelessness is the foundation that you often find yourselves standing on, air signs. Hopelessness. Now, this doesn't mean you force yourself to start hoping. You don't have to grab onto something else as you surrender one thing. Spirit is simply saying, surrender hopelessness. Surrender this attitude, this mindset that says, it's hopeless. It's never going to come together for me. It's never going to happen for me. Okay? Because if you can see on the card, there's these cups over here that are pouring out, these cups that are emptying. But then there's these cups over here that are still full. And so Spirit wants you to know, air signs, that there's always a way through. Okay? There may not be a way out of what you're experiencing, but there is a way through. And you just need to shift your perspective. You need to shift your focus. What are you focusing on? If you're focusing on the hopelessness, then your dominant experience as you move throughout life will be experiences that speak to the hopelessness. All right. So you have to shift your focus. And then we have the Two of Swords. So through the Two of Swords, Spirit is letting you know that the word ailment is coming through, but it's not really ailment. This war that's being waged within you it's mental. Okay? It's mental. I feel like you're aware of this, air signs. You're aware that this war that's being waged within you is mental. But here's the thing, okay? And this is why the Two of Swords is important. Here's the thing. Our mind, I don't know if you've ever seen that fact that says our mind thinks, I don't know, somewhere between 60,000 and it's a lot of thoughts every day. A lot of thoughts are moving through our minds every day. Okay? And you just so happen to habitually choose the thoughts that keep you in the battle. You just so happen to choose the thoughts habitually that keep you in the war. Right? You want the war to end, but you continue to choose, because the power is in your hands, you continue to choose the thoughts that reflect war rather than choosing the thoughts that reflect peace. Okay? And so the Two of Swords is saying, today you need to choose. This week you need to make a choice. You need to make a choice. You need to either choose the uplifting thoughts, the empowering thoughts, or continue to choose the thoughts that keep you in this cycle of feeling hopeless. Okay? Because the choice is in your hands. No matter what is going on in your life, air signs, no matter what circumstances are being presented to you, you have a choice. Spirit really wants to emphasize and drive home for you this week, air signs, that you have a choice. And if things appear to be unfavorable in your eyes, it's because you are not seeing all the options. In your mind, these two eyes, let them not deceive you, because the options are endless, but you're looking through the wrong lens, okay? You need to look through this spiritual lens. You need to look through this intuitive lens. You need to look. Jesus in the Bible said, let thine eye be single. You need to be looking from within, all right? I had to throw that in there. If you are not a fan of Jesus, just take what he said and feel it. Okay. And then we have the Eight of Coins. The Eight of Coins, which I think is so beautiful that the Eight of Coins is coming through for you, because what I'm seeing, when you surrender hopelessness, when you make the choice to go after those uplifting thoughts and those empowering thoughts rather than choosing to allow the disempowering thoughts to control you, when you start to intentionally make that choice day in and day out, no matter what's going on in your external world, then you will come into this space where you are feeling much more secure within yourself. You've released the shame and you're feeling much more secure within yourself, which means that your foundation, the foundation that you're standing on, is becoming a little bit more firm and solid. And then you have the ability, right? Because you're creating this feeling of security within yourself. Then you have the ability, not even then you have the ability, because you've always had the ability, but then you wake up, you realize that, oh, I do have the ability to build this on behalf of myself. I do have the ability to create this. I do have the ability to bring this vision to life. Okay, when we're looking at the number 8, we're looking at abundance. We're looking at fulfillment. We're looking at growth. We're looking at transformation. Okay, and so the 8 of Coins is really letting you know that the transformation that you desire is going to happen from the inside out. Yeah, you want to build shit in this outside world. You want to build things externally. But what are you doing right here? What are you doing within yourself? Are you taking care of what's going on within here? Because if you're not, air signs, you will continue to struggle. All right, you will continue to struggle. But we've talked about this in several of your past readings. We've talked about how God is wanting to build something through you. We've talked about that in your past readings. God is wanting to build something through you. And in order for you to be available to that, you have to stop. You have to let go of the shame. You have to stop allowing those stories about who you think you are to cycle through your mind. You have to begin to adopt a more God-centered perspective about yourself. If this means, if you're someone who is still seeing yourself through the lens of God, the religious God, then it's time for you to break free from that. All right, it's time for you to break free from that. Because honestly, for a lot of y'all, that's where the shame first began, is in religious settings. All right. Okay, Gemini, your clarifying card is the Star. Your clarifying card is the Star, Gemini. Do you know what this means? Do you know what this means? Gemini, you are the end-all be-all. That's the phrase that I'm hearing for you. You are the end-all be-all, Gemini. You are the beginning and the end. You are the Alpha and the Omega. That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing for you. And that's beautiful. That's beautiful, because what that means is that oftentimes, especially in the past and when you were growing up, Gemini, I'm feeling like you would look to those adults in your life to build you up, to empower you, and they couldn't, right? And it's not because they couldn't, it's because they weren't doing that for themselves, and so they didn't have the ability or the tools necessary to do that for you. And so Spirit is saying, stop waiting for someone else to build you up. Stop waiting for someone else to build you up. It's on you. You are the end all be all. You are the beginning and the end, Gemini. Okay? You are the light at the end of the tunnel. So be it. So be it, Gemini. Aquarius, your clarifying card. Queen of Swords. 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 I don't even know. I don't even know. Queen of Swords, Aquarius. Queen of Swords. You were sent here to nurture minds, Aquarius. You were sent here to nurture the minds, right? The mind of the world through your gifts, but you have to start with your mind. Okay, so there are some stories that you need to let go of, and then you need to give yourself permission to nurture the truth, to uplift the truth. Okay, I'm hearing your head is stuck in the clouds, but your head is not stuck in the clouds in a positive way. Aquarius, I'm hearing your head is stuck in the clouds in a way that has you questioning, right? So it's more of fog. It's more of a fog. So when we're looking at the analogy of you're stuck in the fog, as the queen, we have the Queen of Swords, you could call in the rain. Because what happens when it's foggy outside and it rains? It begins to kind of clear it out. So as the queen, if you're feeling that fogginess in your mind, Aquarius, you can call in the rain. You have the power to do that. If something needs to be cleared out, that responsibility is in your hands, Aquarius. Okay? So if you're feeling the fog, if you're seeing it, if you're in it, it needs to be cleared out. The responsibility is on you. All right, Libra, 8 of Wands, Libra, 8 of Wands. I always love whenever the 8 of Wands comes through because it's such a beautiful card. And remember, we were talking about this feeling of hopelessness. And if you look at the 8 of Wands, it just screams hope, and it screams goodness, and it screams peace and joy, right? And for you, Libra, what I'm hearing is that it's time for you to move forward. Libra, you are really notorious for holding yourself hostage. I feel like if there is a sign, okay, so out of all of the groups of the zodiac, right? The sign, here's my opinion on this, okay? So out of the air signs, I feel like Libra, you are notorious. You are number one out of all air signs whenever it comes to holding yourself hostage. Okay, if we're going to look at the water signs, Cancers do such a great job at holding themselves hostage. I could go on, but Libra, you do such a good job. And so Spirit is saying, give yourself the opportunity to do such a good job at building yourself up, Libra. Give yourself the opportunity to do such a good job at empowering yourself. You know how to hold yourself hostage. You've got that down. Now give yourself the opportunity to try something else. That's really what it is. If you're going to experience change, Libra, What it's going to come down to is you giving yourself the opportunity to just try something new, to try to exist in a new way. That's what it's coming down to. And as you do that, you will see yourself really moving forward, right? You will see yourself moving towards and experiencing more of those ecstatic moments, all right? Experiencing more ecstasy in your everyday life through simple interactions with people, through simple moments, right? It doesn't even have to be anything grandiose that's happening. It's just through each moment you're finding that, oh yeah, I can experience ecstasy just by through a conversation with someone. And you may already be experiencing that, Libra, but you're discounting it. You're not seeing that as ecstasy. You're not seeing that as blessings, okay? So we need to shift our perspective. We need to stop looking for the big bang blessings, Libra, and we need to start looking at the little things as miracles, because they are. Because they are. Air signs, that's what I have for you this week. This was your weekly reading for the week of May 28th through June 3rd, and this was really beautiful. And listen, it's up to you, right? I just gave you what Spirit wanted me to give you through this reading, and the integration process, it's all up to you, right? The change occurring, the transformation, it's all up to you. The releasing of shame, it's all, what are you going to choose to do? We have the Two of Swords, remember? So there's a choice that you have to make. And it's not just a choice that you make one time. It's a choice that you make every single day whenever you wake up. I'm going to choose joy today. In the past, I was choosing hopelessness. Now I'm choosing joy. And you say that to yourself every morning whenever you wake up. First thing, don't touch your phone. Don't do anything else. In the past, I was choosing hopelessness. Now I am choosing joy, because you are required to make the choice in every single moment. All right. I love you all so much. If you have not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. If you have any thoughts that you want to share, any questions, anything about this reading that you want to share, go ahead and put it in the comments. I want to invite you to join me for the first group session for the month of June, which will be June 1st. It is heart-centered. You can go to the description underneath the video and you can click on the link that says classes, and you can sign up for that. It's June 1st. It's a group session that focuses on getting into the heart so that we can live a more heart-centered life, so that we can live a life that is true and authentic to who we are at our core. All right. I love y'all, and I'll see you next time.